Hi, welcome to my video on how to configure Grid. Like most mods in the World of Warcraft, the default settings of Grid are pretty much crap. Right now I'm showing you what default Grid looks like. Default Grid shows the player health dark and shows the damage done to the player in a highlighted color. It also shows the health bar in a vertical position, which is very different from the standard horizontal position. First thing I like to do when configuring Grid is change the center text length to 5 characters instead of 4 and invert the color. Inverting the color shows the player's health as brightly lit and damage done to the player will be darker, more traditional view. Second thing I like to do is we go to the layout and we remove the border and the background, which I just find annoying. Now we alt left click the grid tab, it disappears, and we can still move the frame by clicking just above the grid box. Now we go to the advanced tab under the grid menu. We enable center text to indicator, which moves up the character name a little higher in the grid box. We also enable health bar color indicator and set icon border size to 0. The icon size we set to 16. This is an icon appears in the center of the grid box and shows things like raid debuffs and other important information. The corner size controls the size of the corner and side indicators, which can be set to show a wide variety of information. For example, on the bottom left, there is a green corner indicator, which signifies that an incoming heal is being targeted on the player. And I've just increased the size to 8, something that's nice and visible and doesn't strain the eyes. Of course, I want to increase that font size from an unviewable font size of 8 to something more natural. 14, 16 is something I tend to use. Now I want to increase the frame height and change the texture from gradient to minimalist, which is what I like. You may need an additional mod to add different texture options. I can give you more information on that in the comments if you like. So keep tweaking that until you reach a size that you're comfortable with. And most important here is that under orientation of frame, you set that to horizontal. That way, the health will decrease from right to left instead of top to bottom. Also want to change the mana bar to the bottom position instead of the right and decrease its size. Okay, so let's show what it looks like now. So the mana bar becomes depleted. Notice also that there is a healing estimate that replaces the character name. I find that a little bit irritating, so later on in the video I will change that. Now we see that our health, instead of reducing from top to bottom, reduces from right to left. Now we need to customize some more settings. First, we're going to customize what the border signifies. We can make the border aware of aggro, and so when a character acquires aggro, the border will turn red. We also see that there's a corner indicator for aggro on the top left of the grid box. But really, I don't like aggro to be indicated by the side indicators. We could set the border to notify us of our status of our Riptide. Green when Riptide is far from expiring, yellow when it's closer to expiring, and red when its expiration is imminent. This is not how I set it, that was just an example. I usually just have the border signify that I'm targeting that player and that an incoming heal is about to land. Under health bar color, we have checked death warning, incoming heals, offline warning, and unit health. Under center text, really we just want the unit name. We don't want the unit name to be replaced by an estimate of the incoming heal size or the health deficit, so we only check unit name. Under center icon, we remove everything except for raid debuff and ready check. We see that top left corner is an aggro indicator. It's really redundant since the character box turns red. So instead of that, we're going to have it indicate that that unit is currently our target. We see that the top side indicator also indicated that that unit was our target. We remove that. On the top right, we had some indicators about and some debuff indicators. I generally don't like those because the center icon tends to handle that pretty well. Instead, I change the top right indicator to tell me whether that target has some type of hot on it. The bottom left indicator, all the bottom indicators, bottom left, bottom and bottom right, I make sure they have no check boxes because it interferes with the mana bar. Under frame alpha, we're only going to check more than 10 yards, 30 and 40 yards, and this will control the range indicator function that Grid uses to let you know whether a character is nearby or far away from your current place. Also, right now we just went into changing the color of the nameplate. Normally it has by default it's set as the same as character color, but that makes it difficult to see since the character color and the health bar color will be the same. Now we're changing the color of the target indicator to orange to make it easier to see. There you go. So now the border is orange and the indicator is orange. The raid debuff just showing you can select what pops up in the center of each grid box to let you know about important raid conditions that are occurring, such as especially Kel'Thuzad's ice blocks. The incoming heal indicator, I like to increase the priority to 95 as a healer. It's very important for me to know who's receiving a heal and who's not. You can set it to ignore your own incoming heals or to show your incoming heals. I like to see my own incoming heals just to make sure I'm healing the correct target. You've seen these things called priorities, and the way it works is that if there's a conflict between two indicators, the indicator with the highest priority will win out. In this case, aggro has a priority of 99, so the health bar color turned red even though an incoming heal was being cast on packs, because the priority of incoming heals was 95, which is less than the aggro indicator. Now let's test one more thing, is that we can see a visual feedback of the incoming heal. It's that little bar that seems a little faded, and that's what the healing bar opacity controls. If we set it to 1, the incoming heal is at the same opacity level as our current health. We can set it to be less opaque or more opaque. I like a value of about 0.7, something that's easy to see but yet discernible from the current health level.
And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video.